Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rosero Network. I am Dan. I'm joined by Rich. Hi, Rich.
Hello, how's it going?
Wonderful, thank you.
Good.
Rich, Rockstar talked a lot about immersion, and they talked about a lot of things before launch.
Yep.
So we thought we'd put it to the test and see how immersive Red Dead Redemption 2 really is. And by that, we basically removed all the HUD and we removed everything. We turned everything off, and we saw whether we could actually play the game. And the first thing you're seeing here is, because there's no GPS and there's no map, I don't know how deep the river is, so I had to be really careful about where I crossed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to speed up. This is me playing for about an hour and a half, doing various things. First things first, that was my actual where I should have gone.
Right to the left, yeah.
Deceptively, I didn't know how close it was.
Right.
Every time you see the start menu come up as well, it's because I'm checking the time.
Right.
Because I navigate via the sun. Look, no reticule, which makes it harder to do combat and stuff. But we got sidetracked. So we're doing the mission for, who's the guy that gives you the ledger?
Strauss.
So early on, Strauss's first couple of missions, he basically gets you to go and get some debts and stuff.
Right.
So on the way there, and I say there, I went past it, I freed this woman and then grabbed this guy who'd kidnapped her. And I thought, I'm going to see how immersive it really is. I'm going to take this guy into town and I'm going to drop him off at the sheriff's.
So this is a random encounter. This isn't something that's scripted.
No, this is
so you
random.
don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So I'm using the sun to navigate. The sun in Red Dead rises in the east and sets in the west,
just as it does in the real world.
Exactly. Yeah. It sets in the wild west.
Indeed.
So I'm having to use signposts to navigate and landmarks and stuff like that, because like you can cheat a little bit and bring up the map, and it tells you where you are on the map. Like I wish they'd remove you from the map, like for full immersion. Right. Like give you the option to remove where you are.
Wow.
And navigate. So I brought this guy, sheriff. There's no sheriff. So looking around, no one, just her who I'd locked up before. And this doesn't quite pan out
the way you hoped.
No. So the immersion pretty early on is a little bit. I went to the bank to see whether the sheriff was there. The immersion early on is a little bit out the window. So is it immersive? To a point. And I brought this guy who'd kidnapped a woman.
In good faith.
Exactly. And I got arrested for it. And I surrendered. And I went to jail. So, yeah. And this was us being sidetracked on a mission that we were doing.
The guy's not even dead, though. You're bringing him in alive.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess for kidnapping, right?
I suppose.
So I went to prison.
Right, okay.
Which is very disappointing.
Not what you expected.
So then we thought we would go to the train station at Valentine and get a train to Emerald City. So we
Emerald
thought
Ranch. Emerald City's out of Wizard of Oz.
It is. Yeah. Oh shit, that's going to come back and haunt me. So I thought I'd check the timetable.
Yeah.
No, it's not that immersive. Unfortunately, because that would have been cool, right? Because you know when the trains are going to be.
I thought that would have been cool.
Yeah, and we thought we'd check it. We used first person, we used the binoculars, nothing. But the cool little thing here was all the watches and the clocks in the world actually
tell the time. Yeah, that's cool.
So you can see because I wanted to get a train ticket and wait for a train.
Yeah,
I wanted it to be that immersive. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So we bring up so you can see that the two times are the same. It's 7:10 in the morning, Rich.
Too early for me.
Yeah, so then we thought, right, we'll go to the Emerald Ranch to see the Wizard of Oz. And our horse is there. So, a little bit not immersive.
He is a thoroughbred, in fairness.
He could have followed the train, right?
Yeah.
So from this point, our objective was to get back to Valentine. These are self-set objectives. Yeah. So we use the time to find out it's the morning. We look, there's the sun setting. Is it the morning or the evening?
This looks morning-y to me.
Yeah, but we're heading the opposite way. Look, no reticule as well. So
nice, good shot.
Imagine turning auto aim off.
That was with auto aim.
Yeah,
okay.
Like,
right. I thought
would
it was
be impossible without it. Like absolutely impossible. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm going the opposite direction of the sun because it's rising in the east, and I want to go west. That's what it is. So hopefully, this should take us all the way. I was just looking at shit on the way. Yeah. This should take us all the way to Valentine. If my using the sun to navigate, you should work. Like you could actually just follow the tracks back, but I thought that was cheating a little bit. But I knew I was on the right road because the tracks were there.
Yeah, the tracks were there.
And Rich, we got back to Valentine with no map and no HUD.
Pretty good.
Like pretty good.
Not bad.
Pretty good. So it's very easy to navigate using signposts, the sun, and the time of day, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's actually quite a satisfying thing. We do that for another couple of harder targets. Like now, we're going back to the Strauss mission.
Yeah.
That's where I rode past before. Now I'm like, okay, I've used binoculars. I can see it's on the other side of the river. Just got to get across the river. So we jump on a horse and we go across. So this time we find it a lot easier than we did before. But we got sidetracked before. And then it's deceptive because the map makes it seem big in these kind of. I was just chatting to that guy. So the map makes it seem bigger when it's actually deceptively close.
Right. Okay,
like you're like, oh, that looks miles away. It's
Yeah.
actually just over the river. Talk about immersion. It takes fucking ages to loot anywhere.
Yeah.
Which
it does.
is immersive, I guess. If you went into somebody's house, Rich, it would take you ages to loot the place. But is this too far?
No, I got used to it in the end. I kind of liked it.
I couldn't get through past the chair, so it's not that immersive.
I liked the little animation as well where he kicks the sort of low drawers shut.
Oh, I didn't close any.
The bottom drawers.
Like 3 of them.
Any bottom drawers, he kicks them shut.
Right, this is sped up 8 times.
Animation.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think it's like a minute of the entire video is dedicated to.
Did you complete this? Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no mission notifications or anything, so I didn't know whether I'd completed the mission.
Right.
So I just left.
Yeah, that's weird. That.
And then I had to get back, and then I all right, got back, and I had to cross the river. So I just got the binoculars out, worked out. I knew that I was trying to. You start to learn landmarks and stuff, which isn't as important when you're playing with a map. So like I learned that the kind of the scorched wood area was like just down the hill from the camp. So I basically go back to camp, and that is. And this was pretty cool. I killed this guy, and his blood seeps into the water.
It's a guy.
I said, well,
looks like a deer.
All right, settle down. All right, fucking funny bastard. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought that was pretty immersive.
How could you kill Bambi?
Well, you know.
How could you?
You know, I think it's Bambi's mum.
Dear, oh dear.
So yeah, and obviously all the skinning is pretty immersive. You put the pelt on the back of the horse, and then you put that on your shoulder, then you put it on the back, and we're going back to camp. So like in terms of that, but now I'm like, I was like, shit, that was quite deep. But it's there's weird things that you have to pay attention to that you didn't when the map is there with the GPS.
Well, when crossing rivers, you need to be looking on the lookout for kind of the shores, the low shoreline bits.
Yeah, and I thought this was pretty cool. Just the blood on his shoulder from the skinned corpse of the deer.
There's loads of little touches like that.
Yeah, and I thought that's very immersive. Just like you get dirty and stuff like that, and your face gets mucky and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. From here, Rich, we are going to our second objective, a little bit further. So I looked at the map. Basically, I saw that I had to follow the river to the waterfall and then go west at the waterfall or east?
East
at the waterfall. Yeah, you're right, because it goes like that. So I thought, right, this is a little bit further away. This is a little bit trickier to do. I stopped to talk to this guy who's sifting for gold.
Nice.
This was a lot further away, to be fair, and it was a lot trickier because you've got the mist as well. So like trying to orient yourself without the sun in this game is very fucking hard. But you basically see me doing it here. This is perfect. So I found the waterfalls. I know I need to go east at the waterfalls. So I basically need to work out the time of day and where I'm going to go. And by doing that, I basically use the sun, the shadows, and the time. So you know that the sun rises about 6 a.m.-ish. And it rises in the east, and it sets about, let's say, 6 p.m. And it sets in the west. So I know that using the sun and the time of the day with the shadows, where to go. And I was surprised how, when you use that, how immersive it actually can be. And it looks great with none of the HUD on the screen as well. And I managed to find it first time.
This is like real cowboy navigation.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, and also, I left this in just because I love it. You know that if you double tap LB, you can just...
I didn't initially know that. No, you told me that.
Thing.
And it's
the coolest
great.
thing.
Such a cool little touch. I can't believe...
So if you double tap LB or L1, you kind of spin it and put it back. It's cool.
That should be in the tutorial.
So we found this place, we're looking for this guy, and I thought this was really cool as well, because like the only things that come up on the screen is
that's
like...
a useful cigarette location, thank you.
Oh, no worries, mate, no worries. And I was trying to bash the door, and then I found the guy. So I managed to do that with nothing but a map, the sun, the time of day, and the shadows. So I thought that was really cool. Right. I know what you're going to ask now, Rich.
Go on.
You're using the sun. What are you going to do at night? So we thought we would check for constellations, see whether the stars move, see whether there's a North Star. This is sped up like 8 or 20 times. The stars do not move, and there is no North Star.
That's a shame.
So how do you navigate at night?
The moon
You
moves.
use the moon, Rich.
The moon moves.
You
That's
use
cool.
the moon. And the moon is like the sun. So at night, the moon moves from just east to west, effectively. So at
Is that
night,
John just eating like
it is,
something at the fire?
it is. So at night, you can just do effectively the exact same as you can do in the day, but use the moon. And then we change views just so we can see it kind of setting and the sun rising. And I thought this looks actually really cool.
Is this the same day?
Yeah, it is.
How is the moon full after it was a
Well,
half moon?
that was what confused me, actually. I'm glad to point that out because I was talking about that yesterday in the office. Yeah, it changes from a crescent moon to a full moon. And I don't know, because I was like, I wonder whether it changes with seasons and
Pretty
stuff like
sure that's not possible.
So what happened then, we went to camp and we spoke to someone, and Mary was looking for us. And
This is Mary Linton, right?
yes, correct. Yeah. And it was the only time that we got directions to where to find someone. The only time. So we didn't know where it was. I stopped because he was giving one of my mates some shit, so I went to antagonise him.
As you do.
But Rockstar said that NPCs will give you directions. I did main story missions. I tried to ask people. I got no directions.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find anywhere. Oh, shit.
There was some confusion with that story. Some people saying you have to turn the minimap off, or
I turned everything off,
or,
right?
And
I got no directions from anyone. And the problem when you're looking for the sun is you will ride into stuff because you're looking for shadows and working out whether you're going the right way. And I was looking for this thing. And also the problem is that it's quite easy to get lost.
Yeah.
What happens here is I managed to go round in a circle and end up back at Valentine.
Well, going back to the directions thing, I should say I played this for about 80 hours. And I didn't once hear anyone offering directions.
No, and
so
I
think
played
it's a
it
bit of a bogus
for like
story.
2 hours with all the HUD and everything off.
Yeah.
And then I ended up back here, which is where I did one of the early questions.
Oh, the O'Driscoll place. Yeah.
But yeah, so I played it for a couple of hours with no HUD. Actually, probably longer. And not once did anybody give me directions except for this occasion, which was in a letter.
Right. Yeah.
And Mary says, "You'll find me at
so-and-so
farm north of Valentine."
Right.
So I went round the Wrekin a little bit. Chadwick Farm north of Valentine. Went round the Wrekin a little bit, but eventually found it with no map and nothing but using sun and some odd directions. So how immersive is Red Dead Redemption 2, Rich? It's immersive to a point.
You're going to play the whole thing like this, aren't you?
I was, but then it gets a little bit old
tedious
after a while. It does get tedious. So now I've got the HUD back on. I might do it with the compass instead of the actual map because it'll be a lot easier.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, there you go. That is Red Dead Redemption 2. We checked out its immersiveness. We will see you next time, folks. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Cheers, folks. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.